understand that you're a bit of a critic of the school system. Well, what is the matter with you that you're criticizing the system that has made you so wonderful?
Well, you know, it's not all because of the school system. There have been some very good teachers, and through my years at Wheeling High School, I enjoyed my time, but there were a lot of times where I felt that the teachers were pushing an alternative agenda, and that our textbooks were written in certain ways to make us think things that were not true. They were trying to remove the founding documents from the U.S. history classes. They said they were not relevant. They really spent a lot of time on the progressive era, and our economics textbook was written by Paul Krugman from the New York Times, and in it was factually incorrect data. I stood up to my teacher several times, and I try to get other students to do the same.
My political journey was in the midst of the Obama craze in Chicago. As someone who is generally conservative, I realized this generation, millennials, is going to be the most progressive generation in history if we don't do something about this.
We're active in about 15 campuses, and we're growing very, very quickly. And keep in mind, this is not just a flash in the pan movement. We're going to become an institution to give them the power and the confidence to stand up and let their voice be heard.
I was 18, no idea what I was doing, no connections, no money, unlimited energy, enthusiasm, and I actually thought this was possible, which was kind of crazy if you think about it. Bill was one of the first people to believe in us at Turning Point USA and believe in me. After he heard me speak, he said, "You can't go to college." I said, "Who are you exactly?" He said, "Whatever you're doing, it's going to be bigger." He said, "You're going to start a youth organization that's going to catch the whole world on fire."
Only in America can a young man with a dream change the world.
So starting in that garage in Lamont, Illinois that Bill had for us at 217.5 Illinois Street and growing from that forward was a battle. So the first year, it raised $20,000, which at the time was an unbelievable amount of money, right? We didn't have an office, we didn't have a staff. It was just me just traveling the country doing this, pure grit, pure energy. And I was driven by core ideas and core principles that we should be thankful, not angry, to live in this country. Would you agree? We should be thankful. We should be kissing the ground and saying we are the luckiest human beings ever to exist, that we are able to live in this country. At this time, America is the greatest country ever to exist, period, bar none, is the greatest country ever to exist, right?
What would you think I am?
What I think is irrelevant. You can disguise yourself to look something you are not. I can wear blackface. Do I become black?
No, of course not.
Oh, so wait, hold on. Then a man dresses like a woman, why does he become a woman?
It's not that he becomes a woman, it's he's seen and he's seen as a woman.
Why should he be recognized as something that he's not?
It's not that it's not that they need to be recognized.
Oh no, that's what it's all about. It's about recognizing a delusion. You can dress however you wish. You can act however you wish, but I'm not going to recognize your lie. In fact, you could get in trouble for mispronouncing in the state of California. We're teaching our kids you must pronoun correctly, and you actually have to certify the delusion. So again, I say if I wear blackface and I don't become black, why does a man who wear a dress become a woman?
I'm saying to you that I don't think you're a good, godly man. Okay? Wait. And this is why. Because what a godly man does, a good godly man does, is stand up for people. He stands up for people. He stands up and even fights for people, okay? And I don't believe you stand up and fight for people. Yeah, you use your mouth and all these kids, you're good at all these kids. And I didn't think you were going to
Are they people?
Yeah, they're people.
Do I fight for them? And how dare you say that after I just shared the gospel to nearly 2,000 people here at Boise State University?
Proud of yourself for debating college kids who are unprepared to speak in front of an audience like yourself. Hold on. You're 30 years old. We can agree you're 30 years old, right? Do you think that's a little bit silly?
Are you a voter?
I am a voter. I'm a registered voter.
I vote and you vote. So I'm talking to voters of this country that will determine the future of Western civilization. That's what I'm doing here today. Yeah? Wait, hold on. How is it any different than a professor talking to you?
Than a professor talking to you? Who are you?
Well, important enough for you to come up to a microphone. Every single time, the lowering of standards occurs. Every single time.
Lowering of standards?
Correct. So can I prove it to you? We both want excellence, right?
Okay.
If you and I said, hey, we want 50% of the new people going in the NBA are white,
Okay.
would the NBA drop in its standard?
No.
No,
The National Basketball
Yeah,
League.
no, if we said 50%, if we say by
50% of the NBA dropped and it was only white.
No, I
you're
said,
saying, you're saying would the standard go down?
I'm not hearing what I'm saying. If 50% of all new people going in the NBA were white, by decree, would the quality of play of the NBA decrease?
Would the quality of play in the NBA decrease?
Yeah.
No, if they're the same standard of basketball player.
Hold on, let's talk realistic.
Well, what are you saying realistically? You're asking me if
75% of the NBA is black. 75%.
So does that mean white players are less better, or does that mean
whites are not as good at basketball as blacks? I mean, we got some big.
Everybody, calm down.
We got some big exceptions. I mean, we're very proud of Larry Bird. Okay.
No, he's good. He's good.
We're very proud of Luka and Nikola. However, the point being, let's implement DEI in the NBA.
Okay.
If all of a sudden 50% of all the players have to be white, which means they have to say no to otherwise good black players.
There was a time where this happened, right?
Well, no, I of course, and the league wasn't as good. That's the point.
No, you understand that there was a time where the exclusion of African American players was in the NBA, right?
No, for sure. I acknowledge that, and the league got better as blacks were allowed in.
I'm a transgender male. What age should kids be able to get things like hormone therapy? Because I don't know what's true, what's not.
Tell me, are you comfortable telling me your story?
I've known that since like 3rd grade. And I'm currently 19, almost 20. I've known basically since then. I didn't start going by like a different name until 7th and 8th grade. I just don't know, like with the whole medical stuff, like what's true, what's not, what's helpful, because I've heard so many different opinions.
First of all, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm gonna have an opinion that very few people will ever tell you, which is I want you to be very cautious putting drugs into your system in the pursuit of changing your body.
Mm-hmm.
I instead encourage you to work on what's going on in your brain first. I think what you need first and foremost is just a diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Just someone that is going to listen to what you've gone through, listen to what else is going on. My prayer for you, and again, very few people will say this, I actually want to see you be comfortable in how you were born.
Yeah.
I'm there thinking it's a business interview.
It started that way.
Right. So we sit down and you grill me for what, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Easily. On philosophy, politics,
culture,
religion, culture, economics. What else? Everything else you can imagine, he grilled me. Anything he talks about on his podcast show, he grilled me on. Pretty much.
Just didn't record it.
And then afterwards, he got finished with his burger and he just sat there and he looked at me and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to hire you. And I was like, that's fine. I don't need this job. I'm doing plenty of other things here in Manhattan. He was like, I'm going to date you. And you want to take it from there?
And you said you were kind of confused.
Of course I was confused.
Now, I was somewhat blunt.
Mm-hmm.
And how'd that make you feel? Hello, everyone. Very special hour episode for you today. My wife joins us, Erica Kirk, the beautiful, legendary Erica.
I love you so much.
I love you.
You're my best friend.
Welcome to the Charlie Kirk Show.
Thanks, babe. I'm stoked.
So
it's good to be back. It's been a while.
We have asked the audience for questions.
Yes, they came up with some great ones.
Well, there were some not so great ones too that Daisy had too. There were some X-rated ones too, weren't there, Daisy?
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, not good. Not radio appropriate.
Got it.
Not appropriate for anybody. It was, I don't know. All right, so we are taking your questions and hopefully we'll be able to answer any thoughts that you have.
Great.
We're seeing Fox Call It Live.
Everyone's
Charlie,
saying it.
let me give you credit from right here in Pennsylvania. You were the guy, you and Tyler convinced me. You said, Cliff, stop door knocking across the country, go back to your home state, own Pennsylvania. That will be the deciding factor. I thought you guys were nuts. We knocked 500,000 doors, we delivered Pennsylvania, and now we've got our country back. Let's do this, baby. Come on.
Let's go.
There it is.
Clean up, clean up,
All
clean
right.
up.
Ah, the
Let's
run
go.
on.
Huge win. Oh my gosh. This almost seems a little surreal.
Everybody should remember this moment. Look, I'm gonna echo Charlie from earlier. Remember where you were when this happened. Remember where you were when you realized that the Uniparty and all of these, just the establishment, they did not expect this. And Charlie, you should have emotion. This is a moment. You totally reformed the GOP. You totally said, listen, we can't forfeit the mail-in ballot. You said it's time to actually participate. And look what you guys have done. Brett, what you're doing in Wisconsin, Charlie.
Way I can start to get my mind to figure out where they were arrested. Let's go.
Wow, look at that.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Just give him a little taste.
Donald Trump, just weighing in. The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you.
So this just happened. We just found out that Charlie Kirk got shot.
It's fucking awful.
And is he dead?
No, I don't think so.
That's what was just
One of the guys out there just said it was
spoken
confirmed that
in
he's
the
dead.
in the lobby was just
I've been looking. I haven't seen anything that said confirmed.
Whoa.
murder for having a different opinion from somebody else.
Yeah.
That he's dead at the age of 31. That his wife is a widow. That his children are fatherless. Because his ideas and his beliefs differed from somebody else, apparently. And then I'm going online and I'm seeing people celebrating it. Shame. Shame on you.
Some people cheer and celebrate this execution. And that's sickening. And I ask myself, what have we become? Where does this come from?
We've had Charlie on the podcast. I think Charlie's a very important guy in America for our youth.
That I believe that Charlie went to heaven because he was a good man and he fought a good fight And I'm never gonna let this go. That man just on campus trying to preach the truth, and somebody killed him.
Well, and also, although we don't all align with his views, what I deeply aligned with was he said, when we stop talking, that's when things get bad. The irony of a man who would go across the country to college campuses, that's the pinnacle of thought differences. It's where you're supposed to have conversations, would go, and his series was called Prove Me Wrong.
He didn't deserve that ending. You know, he's really young. But I know that we will carry the torch. I will never allow the memory of Charlie to be forgotten, obviously, because there is no Candace without Charlie. You know, we came up in politics together, and so I don't know what else to say, guys, other than I'm in a lot of pain right now. And I love you, Charlie, and you know, I'll see you when I'll see you. I love you very much. Thank you, guys.
To play a song and dedicated to Charlie Kirk and what he so adamantly stood for, you know, and I don't want to see a picture of this country without God in it, you know, and it seems like every day is trying harder and harder to do that, but I got faith that it ain't gonna go that way.
Was murdered yesterday in Utah. This was a guy that I knew for a few years, had a chance to meet him on quite a few occasions, talk to him, one of the best people ever. I mean, this is not the guy you go after, is what I'm trying to say. And it's a weird country that we live in when you start taking people out because you disagree with their opinions. That's not what we're about here.
The highest, your name is the greatest, your name stands above them all thrones and dominions, all powers and positions, your name stands above them all, and the angels cry, oh. All creation cries, holy, you are lifted high, holy, holy forever.
About maybe 10 or 12 years ago, a person I knew very well, had been very helpful to me in my campaigns when I was in the Senate, came to me and said she had met this very impressive young man, and he was going to start this group to go on college campuses and try to convince young Americans that ours is the greatest country in the history of the world and that Marxism was bad. And I remember thinking back then, I'm going to admit to you guys, I was a little skeptical. I said, college campuses, you're going to do that? Why don't you start somewhere easier, like, for example, communist Cuba, you know?
Echoing now in heaven, well done, good and faithful servant. Charlie will take it from here. God bless.
Well, I guess I would just say this gathering and God's presence, God's very obvious presence in this room, the presence of Jesus, is a reminder of what we've known for 2,000 years, which is any attempt to extinguish the light causes it to burn brighter. Every single time.
As I interrogated him one time, 19-year-olds are my specialty. I asked him some questions he couldn't answer, and he was already becoming famous. And I noticed his reaction. He said, "What should I do?" And I said, "Well, you have to suffer. If you want to grow, you have to suffer. It's hard to learn. Into the night, crack of dawn in the morning. Start with the Bible, read the classics, study the founding of America. In those places, you will find that there's a ladder that reaches up toward God, and at the bottom of it is the ordinary good things that are around us everywhere. If we can call them by their names, they have being, and the beings of the good things are figments of God." You will find that article in Aristotle. You will find it in the Bible. You will find it in Madison and Jefferson. "How do I learn that?" he said. And I said, "You have to suffer. You have to study. You have to think." I thought I'd never hear from him again. Within a month, he got hold of my cell phone number and he texted me a copy of a certificate of completion of a Hillsdale College online course. He would go on to do that 31 times. I keep a list in my head of the 6 or 8 young people, and I'm very privileged I get to know many inspiring young people who are the best I ever saw. Charlie is the only one who was never a full-time student at Hillsdale College who was on that list. We will miss him dearly.
And I want you to know that we did everything we could to save Charlie, but Charlie was already gone. His face was looking at mine, but he wasn't looking at me. He was looking past me right into eternity.
12 years ago, Charlie walked onto his first college campus, the very liberal University of Wisconsin at Madison. He set up a card table and put up a sign with 3 words, "Big government sucks." Could you believe that? That's Charlie.
My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men just like the one who took his life. That young man, on the cross, our Savior said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." That man, that young man, I forgive him.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom is awarded to Charles James Kirk
Accepting on behalf of Charlie is his wife, Mrs. Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk was one of the most influential American political figures of his generation. At just 18 years old, he founded Turning Point USA and grew it into the largest conservative youth organization in the nation. For over a decade, he tirelessly traveled the country leading a movement to restore respect for our founding principles, reawaken our national identity, and inspire a renewed spirit of religious devotion. He was one of the great debaters and communicators of his time. Despite receiving repeated threats, he remained undeterred and modeled courage, logic, humor, and grace to the next generation. On September 10th, 2025, at age 31, Charlie Kirk was assassinated while addressing a group of students. The United States honors him as a martyr for truth and freedom.
To go do something productive with your life. Wow. To go give and to produce and to risk and to then go sow into other people. That is a biblical idea that has made the world a profoundly better place.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all